This week in the shop, we're going to be experimenting with silicone. I'm encasing my entire body in this silicone mold, and then we will create a replica statue of myself, kind of like in ancient Greece. Oh wait, hold on, my phone's ringing. Hold on, stop. Unknown number. Hello?
Hi, this is Moth, and your Airstream's ready.
Airstream? What Airstream?
Looks like we were doing some electrical for you.
Are you sure you have the right number?
Pretty sure. You're the one with the YouTube channel, right?
I don't really remember an Airstream. Yeah, that's not ringing any bells.
You've spent over $100,000 on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, oh fine. I'll come get it. Craig, I'm gonna need some help. All right, so here's the situation. I took the Airstream over to Bend, which is in Central Oregon, right at the beginning of winter last year because I needed some electrical stuff figured out. They had to do the upholstery for the bench seat, and my plan was to go pick it up as soon as it was done. But winter had other plans. To get over to Bend, you have to cross the Cascade Range, which is very snowy. There's a major pass that we have to go through. And the last thing I wanted to do was try and tow the Airstream back through the snow and wind up in the ditch, because that wouldn't be a very good end to the whole Airstream build video series. So finally, the weather has had a little break and we're able to go over and get it. The pass is still a little hairy. There's still snow up there. But I want to finish this thing. I want to get it done so we can start using it. So we're headed over there right now. And with any luck, we're going to be able to safely tow it over the pass, get this thing done.
So over the mountain we went. You know, it really wasn't too bad. There still was snow on the ground, and sure, it looked like it was going to snow at any second, but the road for the most part was clear. I think we can make it.
This is a cool one over here. Hi, I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you. You're okay.
Oh, geez.
We'll be fine.
The build looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
Well,
It's awesome.
I'm excited to get it wrapped up.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Everyone's like, where's the Airstream? Where's the Airstream? So
Have you had enough distance from it to where you're...
I think so. I'm actually excited to get back in there. I don't
You
even
wanna
remember
buy
what it
that
looks
other
like
one
in there.
That we have?
No, that brought back memories. Seeing the inside of that, I was like,
Triggering.
man, been here before. This is. Ugh. What's that?
I said, I don't even remember.
I don't even remember. This looks great though. The seats do. It's nice and comfy. Just wedged in there. Oh yeah, they're just sitting on there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think my guys...
But you hooked up the outlets?
They should be hooked up.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no way this is the same thing.
Yeah. It looks great though,
Look
man.
at this though, we got you some new chains.
I saw that.
So I backed my truck up to the Airstream, I hooked up the trailer hitch and all that, and we were ready to go.
She's as done as they're gonna take her. I gotta take her the rest of the way. And I literally have to take her the rest of the way home, over the pass, through the snow. I think we'll make it. It would be a tragedy if we don't. But we'll see you on the other side of the mountain.
Now, I admit, the safe thing to do would have been to wait until well into spring when the pass was completely clear and we would easily glide over the mountains back over to the other side and deliver it safely to my home. But life doesn't work that way. Oh, before we left Bend, we also saw the last remaining blockbuster of all time. So, there it is. Big whoop, who cares? Anyways, we got in the truck and started driving. Now, I would have liked to wait until spring, but you guys wouldn't allow that to happen. You were like, hey, where's the Airstream? Where's the Airstream? So it kind of forced my hand to go pick it up in, not ideal weather. We stopped before we went over to the pass just to make sure everything was looking okay, and then we headed into the unknown. Of course, it started snowing like crazy as we were going up over the mountain, but lucky for us, the road remained pretty clear. And before long, we glided through the mountains, into the valley, and we were back home, into just bleak, rainy Oregon. It felt good knowing that this video series wouldn't end with this beautiful Airstream on the side of the road upside down in a ditch. As I pulled it the last few miles to our property, I was relieved and ready to get to work. Actually, my butt was pretty sore because it's a long drive over to Bend.
Guess who's back? It looks pretty much the same as it did when it left on the outside because they didn't do anything on the outside. But come inside, let me show you what was done and what we have left to do. So, come on. It's locked. I'm gonna go get the key and then we're gonna go inside. First time's a charm. Oh yeah, I always forget that this has stairs. I always forget how the stairs come down too. Oh. Don't worry, I'm gonna learn all this stuff when I become a real RVer. Still don't know if it's called an RV or a trailer. Somebody told me an RV is when it has a motor built into it. So this would be a trailer? Come on inside. So, one of the major things we had done and why it was over in Central Oregon was the upholstery for our bench seat. Look at this. Isn't this nice? Little lounge area. Now, if you remember back from the previous videos, we did build a table to go right in here. I just haven't put it in yet because we haven't finished the floor. But the table, it's on this little telescoping base, so the table can lower down, and then these cushions are specially made so that they fit 1, 2, 3. But when they're on the table, they'll be at the right height. And then we have a special mattress pad that will go over that and kind of cinch everything together. And this creates a very nice size. This is almost like it's about a full size bed. And this is gonna be where my son sleeps. And then when he's not sleeping there, we can put it back and we can eat our breakfasts. Or we can just eat our breakfast right on top of him when he's still sleeping, if he sleeps in. He's got a really flat back, so you can balance a bowl of cereal right there and call it good. But super happy with how this came out. There's storage underneath all these benches. Underneath here is our battery bank and our power converter, if that's a thing, water tank, all that stuff. Oh, that's one of the other things that they did. Halfway through the project, we decided to switch from what was going to be a propane fridge to an electric fridge freezer combo, which means we had to add in more batteries. So initially, I think there were 4 batteries in this section, and then they added in 2 more. So now we're rocking 6 marine batteries. So that's plenty to power the fridge for quite a long time without being hooked up to a generator. It's enough that we can run the air conditioner for a while just off the batteries, plus the solar panels. So it's gonna make camping not in an actual campsite where you can plug into power a lot easier, which is pretty cool. Another thing we had done was we had them install blinds on all the windows, which is kind of nice. Ooh, so now we got a little privacy. We went with this nice silvery metallic gray color because it kind of matches the outside of the Airstream, which is cool. So if you're sleeping, you don't want the sun to come in your eyes, you can pull them down. But if you want it to be, you know, a little more open and sunny in here, you just raise them right up. We added lights up here. These are just the temporary bulbs they screwed in there, but these actually have a little bit of a decorative bulb. So we got one on this side and one on this side if you want a little in-bed reading. Now, because I know everybody's gonna ask, because you always ask in the comment sections where I get stuff, these lights are from Schoolhouse. I think that's a Portland company. I mean, I know they have one in Portland. I wanna say it started in Portland. They might have more now, but you can order online. They got cool stuff. Now, one thing you may or may not have noticed that's very different is there used to be this kind of fiberglass shell thing up here that was sticking out of the wall. Cut to a previous shot of me showing you that. So this is original to the Airstream. It's this kind of built out fiberglass end cap. We decided that if we were to leave that and build a cabinet into it, when you sat on this bench seat, it was gonna be right in your head, which was gonna be really awkward. So we opted to remove it. They did a great job patching it. Sure, there's rivets and stuff, but it's the inside of an Airstream, so it looks pretty decent. Opens up the area a lot more. We don't really need the storage because we put so many cabinets in. Cut to a shot of me wrestling to put cabinets in. I think that's pretty much everything they did in this area, but that's not everything they did. Let's continue on. This video is sponsored by Policy Genius. If you haven't looked into getting life insurance, well, what are you waiting for? Do you realize that the longer you wait and the older you get, the more expensive life insurance can be? So the best time to look for a policy is right now, because tomorrow it could be more expensive. And if you think that's a big hassle or a big headache, it doesn't have to be. Policy Genius helps you find the right policy for you, and it's super simple. If you don't believe me, just check this out.
Policy Genius knows how valuable your time is. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Their licensed, award-winning agents can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies. That means they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. It's no wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot.
Now you're probably wondering, well, all that sounds great, but where do I go? What do I do? How do I sign up? Well, that's the really easy part. You just go here.
Your family deserves peace of mind, and a life insurance policy through Policy Genius can give it to them. Head to policygenius.com/bourbonmoth or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save.
One of the main reasons we took it over to Central Oregon was to have them finish up all the electrical stuff, like the lights I just showed you at the front. But they also, they hooked up the thermostat, which controls the air conditioner and the heater. They mounted it right here on the side, which is nice, so we can turn on everything there. And then they hooked up the central control panel, which I still don't exactly know how to do everything. But they have a heating system for the gray tank and the freshwater tank and the black tank so that it stays warm and doesn't freeze, I assume. There's these cool buttons here, which do something. This one, when I turn it on, it clicks over there. I think that has something to do with the propane. I'm not sure, but luckily they gave me an instruction manual, so I'm gonna have to read through that and figure out how things work. And then this is supposed to tell you your battery life and all that stuff, and how full your freshwater tank. Ooh, the gray tank's 0 because I haven't used that. Nobody's pooped, so the black tank is also 0. And then LPG, that stands for Ladies Professional Golf. And if you push that, it'll give you a little radio feed of what's going on in the Ladies professional golf world. No, I don't know what the LPG is, but I'll figure it all out. There's so much stuff in here to figure out, but that's just when I become a RVer, trailerer. I'll learn all that, so that'll be fun. They also hooked up our stove and cooktop here, which is nice. Ooh, lights. I would turn this on, but I don't think there's any propane in the tanks. And to tell you the truth, I haven't read the instruction manual, so I'm not exactly sure how this works. But I do know that it's hooked up. It was really important to my wife to have an oven, because she has this thought that when we're out camping in the woods, she wants to be able to bake cookies, which I'm not going to argue with. That actually sounds pretty darn delightful. They also hooked up the sink. They plumbed it all. I mean, I had run it all. They just hooked it together and tested it and made sure there were no leaks. One thing I did figure out was, I was just playing around. If you press this and you turn the pump on like that, then you can come over here Ooh. Ah. There's like hardly any water in there, so the water pressure's pretty low, but that's pretty cool. We got running water, huh? It's like a real thing now. And then, if you follow me back here, one of the major things we had them do was hook up the toilet. When it comes to poop and where poop goes, that's beyond my expertise. So I really wanted to bring in the professional poop flowers. And they hooked up the toilet. It's temporarily hooked up. I can take this out so I can finish all around this. Basically, it goes right into the black tank. It's vented up. You might remember when we did this wall, we kind of pre-ran the plumbing in here, so it's vented up through this wall, out through the ceiling. So I've been trying to figure this thing out because I didn't look at it when I went and picked it up, and I can't find an instruction manual, but there's no flusher or buttons or anything on this. So when you go number 2, how do you make it go toodaloo? You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's there's like a little lever there. What does that do? Oh, it opens the, I wonder if with the water's on, you do that, it probably, tricky. Glad I figured that out now and not, later. The last things that we have to do to finish this whole space off is we have to do the cabinet here for the bathroom. There's going to be a little sink here, which is what this is for, and it'll drain over there. Might as well open this window. So, sitting here, having myself a think about this cabinet. Because we're going to put a sink in here. I'm thinking the sink is probably going to go towards this end so that it's not like in the way of the toilet. Probably build some sort of mirror to fit up here. At first in my head I was like, oh, we could build a mirror that curves to match the side, but then I remembered curved mirrors kind of distort the picture, and well, I already look distorted enough. But we'll just do some sort of mirror on this. And then I know there's going to be this whole area in the cabinet over here that's going to be empty. It'd be hard to access because of the toilet, so maybe just a little cubby in here with a lip that you can store rolls of toilet paper. And then probably just a simple cabinet door over here underneath to get access to all the plumbing and everything. I don't think it has to be too complicated. Then I'm going to pull the toilet off and I'm going to put some sort of finish over this box and paint it so it looks a little nicer. I gotta say, I like that this toilet is up on this box because it's kind of like a built-in squatty potty. Gives you a nice little place to put your feet. So that's a little bonus feature. They hooked up the lights for the bathroom. Now the wall that's going to go here is only going to be 3/4 of an inch thick. It's going to tie into this and then have a door. Now I know everybody is screaming at the TV right now saying, put in a pocket door, But when I designed this, I just didn't leave enough room for that. I literally have 3/4 of an inch to work with right here to build the wall off of. and that's not big enough to fit a pocket door in. So it's gonna have to be like a hinged door that's pretty thin. Now, I could put a barn door on here. I know people are probably saying, put a barn door, but it's a bathroom, and barn doors, they just don't seal very well. And sometimes when you go into the bathroom and things happen, well, those things don't want to stay in the bathroom. They want to leak out of the bathroom. And if there's holes and gaps around the barn door, you don't want all that stuff leaking out. I mean, you do have a window here. You can open that and hopefully stuff will leak that way. But then the barn door would be on the exterior and it'd be sliding in the walkway. So I'm thinking a hinged door. My main question is, do I have it hinge out into this walkway so you can like go in and shut it? Or do I have it hinge in? But if it hinges in, is that gonna be in the way? I don't know. What do you do in an RV trailer? I'm gonna have to look online, figure it out. You gotta remember, I don't know what I'm doing. And that hasn't changed from the beginning. I still don't know what I'm doing. So back to making things up as we go, I guess. They also, back here, installed these decorative lights up here with some little switches. Still got to put bulbs in there. They hooked up our outlets on either side of the bed that we can use to charge our phones and stuff. Now, of course, when I installed these, they're outlets with USB, and since then the entire world has switched to USB-C. So these are pretty much obsolete, but that's okay. You can still just plug things in, and this makes it even more vintage than it already was. There's still lots of little things I have to do to finish this off. I never hooked any of these pieces down because I wanted them to be able to access underneath here to hook everything up. So we got to go through and we got to permanently affix the tops down here, the back here. The mattress is another thing we still have to order. Found a really cool company that makes custom mattresses for RVs. And so because we added all the storage underneath this one that we want access to, we can order what's called a hinged mattress. So they make it with a hinge in the middle. The hinge is on the bottom, so you don't feel it when you're laying on there, but basically it allows you to fold the mattress up on itself so we can get access to all that. So we gotta order the mattress because this wouldn't be very comfortable to sleep on. You know, it'd be kind of hard. So we gotta do that. Flooring. Now, I had every intention to do a really cool like floating wood floor in here, maybe a high-end linoleum, but my wife suggested that we just paint it. And I was like, paint it? Really? Are you sure? I'll put a floor in here. And she's like, no, I think it'll look cool if we just paint it. Which is fine by me, because that's gonna be way easier than trying to cut out and lay a floor around all this cabinetry. So at least for now, that's the plan. We're just gonna pick out a color, paint the entire floor, and then I'm sure she'll put some, you know, rugs down or little throw pillows. I know it might be weird to put throw pillows on the floor, but if you know my life, there's throw pillows everywhere. I mean, they're on the bed, they're on the couch, they're on the chairs, and it's not like you can just sit on top of them because that'll squish them, and they're expensive throw pillows. So before you can sit down, you gotta take all the throw pillows off of something, and then where do you put them? You put them on the floor, but then it's like, oh no, there's a mess on the floor. So I don't even know where to sit in my own house. And that's probably gonna be the case in here because life. Not that I'm bitter or anything. I mean, it's just part of, you know, how things go, but paint the floor, she said. I'll paint the floor. Now, when I did these cabinets, I installed these little latches on the cabinet doors so that they don't fly open while you're going down the road and pots and pans are flopping all over the place. A lot of people said, are you going to put anything on the drawers? Now, we use the Bloom undermount drawer slides, which do suck the drawers in a little bit, but probably not enough to hold them in place if you're bouncing down a road. So we had Mountain Modern install some magnets on these, and they work pretty good. They hold them nice and secure, so you got to give it a little pull. That was exaggerated. You don't have to pull that hard, but it does suck the drawer in. So I think that should be enough to keep them closed. They put them on these drawers, and they also put them on these drawers over here. So, I mean, they didn't open up when we towed it back. So I think they're gonna work. I forgot how much storage was in this place. It's kind of ridiculous between all the cabinets and the drawers, and then this whole pantry area over here. I mean, think of all the food you could store in here. Chips, crackers, more chips, more crackers. And then up here, vegetables. You'd think I'd put them in the fridge, but if you put your vegetables in the cupboard, they go bad really fast, and then you don't have to eat them. You're like, oh no, the vegetables went bad. Yeah, too bad. What kind of chips do we have? Well, there you have it. I want to apologize right off the bat and say I'm sorry it has taken so long for me to get back to the Airstream. I know we kind of just had an abrupt end to the project videos, and I've seen the comments. Everybody's like, where's the Airstream? Why aren't you working on the Airstream? Man, you're really procrastinating. You'll do anything to not work on the Airstream. Well, that's not the case. It's that I couldn't work on the Airstream because we took it over there and then it snowed and it got trapped and we finally got it back. But I promise, we're gonna get back into this thing and we're gonna get it finished. And then we're taking it camping. If you can call it camping. I mean, it's basically like a 5-star hotel now in a little tin can. But still, we're gonna go out in the woods, we're gonna enjoy ourselves, we're gonna build a little fire. Not in there, that would destroy everything. We'll build the fire outside and we're gonna have a good time. So, stay tuned, we're getting back into it, finishing the bathroom, doing the floor, and this thing is gonna be donezo. And then, if you check on Facebook Marketplace, you might see an Airstream for sale. I'm just kidding, we're not selling it. All right, see ya.